everybody. This is Michael Sweet from Stryper, and this is Sonic Perspective.
Hello everybody, I'm Jorge Pozo and here we are today with Michael Sweet, guitarist, lyricist, singer and producer of legendary band Stryper. Michael, thank you very much for the interview and congratulations for your album Goddamn Evil, which is your 10th album, correct?
It is. I mean, I've been counting studio albums, so we do have 2 other studio albums, even though they're not originals. We did an album called The Covering and one called Second Coming.
Yeah.
But yes, technically speaking, it is, and we're really pleased with how it turned out. We can't wait for everybody to hear it, and you know, we feel like a new band again, and we feel we have that same type of energy that we had when we were very young and in the garage days, going back to '82, '83. So it's a great feeling.
Of course. I can even imagine having a career of more than 30 years and all the things Stryper has accomplished. All the albums you guys have sold and all the tours around the world. It's been amazing.
Yes, it has. And I mean, for a long time we thought that it was over and that we were done, you know, when I left in '92. But we got back together again in '03 and started recording in '05. And here we are. It's 2018 and you know, we've done more than we did in the 80s in recent years, and it's amazing.
I've been listening to the new album non-stop, and the first thing to grab my attention was the album title and the artwork, which has caused some controversy, and I need to ask you, was this something intentional on your part to cause this controversy with that elements?
Well, you know, people assume, not all people, but some people assume that we are always doing something for shock value or just to be controversial. And that isn't the case. I mean, we always, our goal is to always make a statement and make people talk and think and debate. That's been our goal with every album that we release. And so it is certainly our goal with this album, and maybe even more so. We had the album title, you know, a few years back, and we decided not to go with it.
Okay.
You know, I'm talking 5, 6, 7 years ago, because we felt like it didn't feel right. We weren't comfortable going with that type of a title back then, but now we do, and we feel comfortable because, you know, the world that we live in, the society that we're in, and what we see. New levels of evil on a daily basis on the news, you know, from the Las Vegas shootings to school shootings to bombings to, you know, being on the verge of war to, you know, just seeing incredibly evil things take place. And, you know, we feel like it was a good time to make such a bold statement. So that's why we went with it. We knew that we would get some fallout and get some flack and people that don't agree with it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to explain it to those people.
Let's talk about the first single, Take It to the Cross. Let me be honest, Michael. On my first listen, when that chorus hit, I was like, what? I mean, we've never heard a Stryper this heavy before. What can you tell us about this song?
Well, we've had a lot of fans over the years ask us to do something really heavy, and that bordered on thrash.
Okay.
So, Take It to the Cross is our answer to those fans that wanted that. Now, we understand that not all fans are going to want that, because we have two sides, 2 types of fans. We have the side that likes real heavy music, and we have the side that doesn't. And, you know, because we do ballads and Calling on You and songs like this, we have that group of people. And then when we do a song like, you know, Yahweh or Soldiers Under Command or To Hell with the Devil. We have that side of people.
Okay.
So, when we release a ballad, the people that like heavy don't like it. When we release a song like Take It to the Cross, the people that like ballads don't like it. So we always take that into consideration, but it never stops us from doing what we feel led to do. So we went forward with it, and we thought it would be fun to release it as the first single. Mm-hmm. It was actually the most fun we've had in the studio in a long time, and that particular song, that's the song that got everyone most excited.
And it's not only that song. I mean, the whole album is certainly your heaviest album to date. Even the ballad has that heavy sound on it. When you started writing for the new album, did you know you wanted to be like the end result, or you had something else on your mind?
We definitely wanted the album to be heavy and to pack a punch. We didn't want to lighten things up at all and go backwards from Fallen or No More Hell to Pay. We wanted to stay on that same road.
Okay.
And continue down that road. So I think this album might be even a little bit heavier than the last two, and that's okay. We're not trying to become a new band. We're not ever going to be a thrash band or be as heavy as, Slayer or Megadeth, nor do we want to be.
Okay.
But we're a heavy metal band at the end of the day. We started out being a heavy metal band. We've always been a heavy metal band, and we will continue being a heavy metal band.
Well, Stryper has a new band member now, and that's Mr. Perry Richardson. I would like to know, what was the process to pick Perry as the new member of the band? Did he pass some kind of audition, or were there other bases to choose from, or was he the first and only?
He wasn't the first choice because his name wasn't brought up in our choices until later.
Okay.
So we were talking and thinking about guys like Sean McNabb and Rudy Sarzo and James Laminzo, and we were talking about guys like that.
Okay.
And Perry's name came up, and once it came up, the light went on, and we thought, oh wow, yeah, of course, Perry, he's great, yeah. We started talking about him. Mm-hmm. And then I reached out to him and called him on the phone, and we spoke, and I really liked him as a person. Mm-hmm. And then we flew him out, and we all fell in love with him as a person. He's just a really sweet guy. He's an incredible guy.
Yeah.
And that's very important. Very important in a band to have a nice person. Yeah. Very important.
Yeah.
Sometimes more important than how they play or how they sing.
Yeah.
And then we heard him play. We had him learn 5 songs, and we heard him play, and then we heard him sing, and that was it. That sealed the deal. We knew he was the guy.
Okay, let me ask you, did Perry have any kind of involvement in the writing, recording session of the album, or was he picked after the sessions?
No, he had no involvement. I wrote most of the album. As I always do, and did it the same way. I locked myself in my studio and didn't come out for 9 days. And after 9 days, emerged with all the songs. And Oz definitely sent in a couple song ideas, and I wrote lyrics and fine-tuned those songs. But Perry had no involvement. I mean, he will on the next album. Mm-hmm. He'll definitely be involved in. A key player on the next album for sure.
I can't even imagine how to do it. I mean, locking yourself in a room for 9 days and then, boom, coming out with a great album as Goddamn Evil. That was an amazing job, Michael.
Well, thank you, man. It's the way I write albums these days. I do so under pressure, and I work best under pressure. So I'm not someone that likes to take a lot of time writing an album, or 2 or 3 or 4 months, and coming up with 20 songs and then picking 10 from 20 songs. I don't like doing it like that.
Okay.
I like to go in and knock it out within a week. If I write a riff, I start on a riff and I don't like it after an hour, I throw it away. I scratch it.
Okay.
And I start on a new one. And usually I like most of what I'm working on, but sometimes that happens where I don't care for something and I'll just throw it out, never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah.
But it's just the way I've been doing albums these days: the Sweet and Lynch albums, the solo albums, and the Stryper albums.
Thinking on touring extensively for the promotion of the new album, how about a South American leg, Michael? I would welcome you here in Lima, Peru.
Yes, absolutely. We are going to be touring a lot. We are working on certainly coming back to South America and doing a run of dates. I don't know how many or exactly where,
okay.
But we would love to come to Lima, and I would see no reason why we can't or don't.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that. And we can't wait till that happens, man, because we love South America and the people of South America. Every opportunity we get to go there, we're so excited, always. We go to some countries and perform, in South America, and, it feels like 1987 again, or 88 again, in terms of how many people, Here in America, in the States, we'll go and play a venue to 1,000 people. And then we'll go to South America and we'll play to 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Wow.
In Puerto Rico, that DVD, I think there was 8,000 or 10,000. And it's amazing. It really is. And we're so blessed, man, to have fans like that worldwide. It's such an incredible feeling, and we're very humbled by it, and we're very blessed by it.
Michael, for the album No More Hell to Pay, you wrote a song with a Spanish phrase. How about recording a complete song in Spanish for your Latin American fan base?
I would love to. And it's something I've talked about for a long time, since 1996, believe it or not. And I have thought about it and talked about it, and it just never happened or materialized. Mm-hmm. But one of these days, I will do that. I will record an album in Spanish. I'll have a translator helping me, mm-hmm. And I will do it. Absolutely, I'm going to make that a reality. And I think it'll do very well. I think people will like that. And I'd love to go and tour all the Spanish-speaking countries with that album, and really do it up big. So count on that, for sure.
Thank you. I will be on the fence for it.
Maybe you will be my translator. You never know.
That would be awesome. I've been a fan since 1992, since Can't Stop the Rock came out.
Wow.
I just can't tell how big of a fan of yours I am.
Or I could just make an album that has one lyric, and I repeat that lyric over and over again. It's just te amo, te amo, te amo, over and over again. That's it. That's
Nice one. Michael, Stryper has been a huge influence for many through the years. Have you ever thought of putting a Stryper festival together where not only the fans can gather, but those musicians and fans influenced by the band could play and pay homage to the Christian band that started it all?
We have. We've thought about a Stryper festival, and we've thought about a Stryper cruise. We've thought about a number of things, and it's interesting because some people might hear me say that and think, how in the world would that work? They're not that popular. But I think of all the bands that could do something like that, we would be one of those bands. Because we really do have an incredibly loyal fan base and from all over the world.
Yes.
And, for something like that, I think people would come from all over the world. And it would be very cool. So, yes, we have talked about it. It just hasn't happened, obviously. Mm-hmm. But, maybe someday soon it will happen.
I have one question that I got from a fan on the official Stryper fan club in Facebook. And he wants to know, where is the soldier on the...
I can already know what it is. I can answer it. I already know what the question is.
What is?
I wear Calvin Klein underwear.
No, it's not that one.
That's not it? Okay.
He wants to know, where is the Soldier Under Command band?
Oh, gosh. That van came from a movie. It was made for a movie.
Oh.
And the woman that invested in us, her name was Darren Hinton.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother, Darby Hinton, was and is an actor. And he was in that movie and it connected my brother with the guy that owned the van. And my brother wound up buying that van way back in 1984 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother actually, believe it or not, drove that van around. We would go to the supermarket in that van, if you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine with the gun on top and everything. We were going to buy milk and eggs and bread in that van, and it was crazy. My brother drove it everywhere, and then eventually, I think because it took so much gas to run it, and the upkeep was overbearing and overwhelming, he eventually sold it, and I have no idea where it is to this day. I'm guessing it's in a junkyard somewhere.
That should be in a museum.
I know. And you know what? Maybe it's sitting somewhere safe and sound, and it's doing okay, but I don't know. I could look into it and try to find out, but that's something I have no idea of.
Michael, is there any plans to release a second covering album?
Yes, we made that decision when we were recording that album, that we were going to do it again and record songs from In God We Trust, songs from Against the Law, add a couple new songs, and a couple songs from the Yellow and Black Attack. Maybe re-record, You Know What to Do, and, From Wrong to Right or something, who knows. And, and we have talked about that, and we're going to do that. Okay. For sure. It's just we haven't gotten around to doing it. There's just not enough time in the day or year to do it, but we're going to do it. So I would say within the next 2 or 3 years to expect that.
Thank you. Another question from one of your fans on the official Stryper fan club in Facebook. He asked, which scream through the years up until present date is the hardest for you to hit?
Oh, man. Probably the one, and that's why we rarely play it live, from In God We Trust, at the end of the song.
Oh, yeah, that's...
And I hit a real high note, and I keep holding it, and then it goes up much higher.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes up like 2.5 steps higher.
Wow.
And I keep holding it. It's very long and clear and high, and that's probably the hardest one I've ever done in my history as a singer. Mm-hmm. But you know what? They're all pretty equal. Anything that's long and high, it all feels the same to me for the most part.
Okay. Is there any band you would love to work with as a producer?
Oh, there's a lot of bands. I mean, I would love to have an opportunity to work with, and I've mentioned it in recent interviews with bands like Van Halen, Michael Schenker. I'd love to work with him. He's one of my favorite players, and I think I could really bring a lot to the table as a writer and a producer and singer and guitar player. Let's see here. Who else? I love Journey. Mm-hmm. I'm just dreaming here, so it's most likely something that would never become reality, but I would love to produce Journey. That would be amazing.
That question comes because you've been producing the Stryper albums, your solo albums, and I think you have done a fantastic job on all of them.
Thank you, man. I would love to, and maybe that day will come, and those opportunities will come and present themselves. I hope so, because I love producing. I really enjoy being in the studio, and the thing about me is, you have producers that are engineers and they're very technical.
Okay.
From that point of view, and then you have producers that are very musical.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have a lot that are both, and I'm a real technical guy. I like to get in and get involved in the miking techniques and EQing and really getting technical and trying to get the best tones. And then I also get involved from a musical standpoint as a writer, an arranger, I'm a guitar player. I'm a singer, so I get really into. I'm a closet drummer, so I really get into all the instruments as we're tracking them, and I love every piece of it. So to be able to work with a band like that, of that caliber, would just be a dream come true for me.
Well, Michael, is there anything else you would like to comment that we haven't touched about the upcoming album or anything else?
No, I would just like to say, I would like to tell everybody of Peru that, we love them and we can't wait to come back and see everyone and spend some time, hopefully. Maybe we'll have a day off before we play and a day off after we play, and we can go eat some of the local food and see the country a little bit. That would be amazing. But we miss the people of Peru, and we love them, and we can't wait to come back.
I will try to set up a kind of GoFundMe or something to bring a Stryper to Lima, Peru in the near future.
That'd be amazing, man. And we're working on it too. We're working hard on it.
Thank you.
So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen very soon, and once it does, we'll announce it and make it a big deal for sure.
Well, Michael, it was a real pleasure talking to you. Thanks again for your time, and thank you for having us.
You too, my friend. God bless you. Thank you so much. And your name, do you pronounce it Jorge? How do you say your name?
Jorge Pozo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. God bless you, man. Take care, and I look forward to shaking your hand someday, okay?
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael, and God bless you, and hope to see you soon.
God bless you too, buddy. Stay well, be blessed, and we will certainly be there soon to rock, okay?
Okay. Bye, Michael.
Good day, buddy. Bye-bye.
This is Sonic Perspective, and that was Michael Sweet from the legendary band Stryper. Now, let's listen to the first single. This is Take It to the Cross.